Friends, hello, greetings. It's Monday. We're back in the market. I'm excited. I really am. I have been waiting for this week because it's going to be a really good week that's leading into another really good, possibly really big week. Obviously, the South Carolina primary will be up next. I'm not talking about DWAC in this video, but obviously, just a quick update. What we saw today, really nothing. The stock just held its ground at $35, and it's doing great. I think it's doing great. So if you don't think it's doing great, I don't know how you don't think it's doing great, but it's doing great compared to what it was just 2 weeks ago. So I think it's going to continue just to rise up here. The fact that it's staying where it's staying is a clear indication that people are not selling off anymore, and they're holding. They are holding right now. So that is really good. So going into Rumble here, I was actually going to make this video over the weekend, and I was like, well, I don't think people want to hear me yap again about Rumble, so I'll just wait. And I did want to see what Rumble did here Monday, and it did not let down. Rumble once again shot up today. What was the high it hit today? I actually just looked at it, but I'm going to check it out one more time. Right under 670, so that's still really good here. And even after hours, it's trying to close around the 650. Now tomorrow we could have sell-off. Today was a pretty good day in the market. Everything was moving, So, and this is like a repeat of last week. We had a really good Monday, Tuesday, and then the rest of the week kind of sold off, and then Friday kind of came back. So, what tomorrow's going to bring Tuesday, I don't really know, to be honest. It's going to be kind of weird here. And there's not a lot of big news that's breaking here. Obviously, there's a tax bill that's trying to get signed right now, but I don't know that they're going to do that. I just imagine Congress is dragging its feet, wouldn't you imagine? But talking about Rumble here, here's where I'm sitting with Rumble. And obviously, you are your own investor. Do not put money into any stock just because I'm yapping about it or I'm doing what I'm doing. Please do your own due diligence and think about it and look what you want to do here. So talking about Rumble, obviously, I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but in the past 2 weeks here, Rumble has had the partnership with Barstool Sports. Rumble is really starting to gain momentum here, and obviously it's a platform like YouTube where it's free speech, and you can put a lot more. I wouldn't say the word raunchy, but just more open-minded. I'm on YouTube here, so I gotta be careful. But just a little more heavier content, especially going into the election year here, with what Rumble allows compared to YouTube. So Rumble is getting a lot of attention right now, and the crazy thing right now is that Rumble has aligned itself with these Trump stocks, PHUN, and then a few off-brand ones that really aren't really doing much. You have that play right now with Rumble. You have Rumble being played like that, which is great. That's fine. Like, whatever. Great. We'll take it. But then there is the argument with Rumble. 2 months ago, a lot of people, long-term investors, were looking at Rumble, and we were going like, you know what, Rumble's actually bringing out some good quarterlies, some good balance sheet here. It looks like they're growing significantly right now. And a year or two ago, Rumble was in the conversation that it was really coming up, and it hasn't gone anywhere. It continues to get stronger. Now, obviously, it's still in a very young age for a company where it is right now. It's new company. It's new. So if you're thinking it's gonna be bringing in Google numbers anytime soon, it's not. But they are doing well. And looking at the numbers here, the balance sheet. If you look at the balance sheet, it is moving up, or it is right in the same zone, and capital, all that stuff is staying right where we want to see it. So this is a company that is doing well when it comes to bringing out quarterlies, bigger quarterlies, and this is becoming a company that's going to be very profitable here from what it looks like in the general future. And I think I went over this in the last DWAC video I talked about, but I'll say it again real fast. Personally, how I'm going to play Rumble here. Yes, it is attached to Trump mania right now because of free speech, everything like that. Great, grand, whatever. I honestly don't even care. I care in the sense that's great, but I more or less care that I'm in Rumble here for the long term, and I'm in Rumble for the long term because of all, I'm a long-term investor that likes to see good balance sheet, good quarterlies, and they're actually making money, more money each, quarterly. And that's what Rumble is producing right now. They're a company that is growing, and they're bringing in more money, and they're getting a lot more popular. And this is probably the year where they're going to get real popular. So that's grabbing people's attention. Rumble is in this position right now where it's right down the middle, where it could do well with two situations that will more than likely play out this year. This is election year. With Rumble being attached to Trump, if Trump were to win the election in November of this year, Rumble would continue to do well, being a free speech platform. Now, when it comes to other platforms that aren't really free speech and how they are, I don't really know how they're going to do. I don't know. We're definitely already seeing a shift in culture once again. We're seeing a shift in the stock market. This month has been a huge shift in the stock market. Now, the other play with that too, if Trump were to lose in November, Rumble could really take off because Rumble will have this Barstool Sports partnership, and they already are a free speech platform. So, obviously the Barstool Sports partnership is great because that's a company that kind of whatever they touch, it usually turns to gold, and that's a huge company. I don't think anybody on here doesn't know what Barstool Sports is at this point in the world. But so looking at Rumble with their numbers, where they're at, yeah, I personally am trying to I'm trying to buy up a lot of shares here. I'm trying to really get this into a solid investment. I want to get around around 500 to 1,000 shares, being under $7, and I'm trying to get there with moving things. I don't really talk about my portfolios a lot, but I've actually been doing a lot of moving around here with things. I sold out of Tesla last week because I figured it was going to have bad quarterlies, which if you've been following the breadcrumbs on that, we knew it was. It did, and I still think it's going to take some damage. I think Tesla may go down to like 170, 160. Of course, if you're a Tesla fanatic on here, you might be like ripping me apart right now. That's fine, but I'm going to take a risk on that. I'm going to buy right back into it, but I'm going to try to squeeze what I can out of that lemon. What's going on right there. SoFi came out today with quarterlies. They were great. They were wonderful, but SoFi is still not grabbing the attention right now of investors. It's doing well, but a lot of people were saying that SoFi this is it. It's going to $15 with these quarterlies. It's going to bring out good quarterlies. They're going to be great. People are going to see what it really is, and that it's a company that's got a bright, big future. All those things are true, but SoFi is just not in the realm right now of capturing people's attention, and I think a lot of investors are confused at whether it's a bank or it's an AI company, but I don't want to talk about any more about that. That's a whole other conversation. So, Rumble. The stock did great today. It rebounded right back up into this $6 and 50 cent range. Is a great place to end. Probably we could have some sell-off tomorrow. I think if you're buying, honestly, I think Rumble, obviously I put on the thumbnail that I think it's going to $30, and I think it's going to do that sooner than later. I think it's really going to move on Trump mania here. I don't even think we've seen the start of Trump mania. I'm going to be completely real about that. And I think Rumble is going to follow these other stocks that are attached to Trump. I think we're already seeing that, whether people want to admit it or not. And with that too, Rumble has just good news around it. It's a company that's actually making money. It's a company that's doing well. I've seen some people say it's going to go to like crazy numbers. I don't know that Rumble is going to be like the stock at the end of this year where we're going to be like, wow, I did not see that coming. Like I've seen some people project like, $300, $500. That's great. Obviously, I hope that happens. But I think as long as the deal continues with Digital World acquisition, I think that's probably going to be the play of the year, just on hype and FOMO, which is fine. I'm not talking junk. I'm just saying that's just what's going on right now, and that's great because that makes people money. But Rumble, I look at as more as the suitable stock right now, something that I feel more comfortable with, because this is a company that's actually making a lot of money, have really good partnerships, and that is something that I don't mind holding after the election this year, whether good for Trump or bad for Trump. So that's kind of where I see Rumble right now. I'm comfortable taking a risk on it, to even saying at the end of the year, this could be a $20 stock, this could be a $50 stock, or it just could be a stock that got caught up in the FOMO in news and went into a triple digit. Great, whatever. But obviously at these prices right now, being $5, $6, $7, I'm trying to buy as much as I can, and that's just me personally. So friends, that's kind of what I think right now the play for me right at this moment is with Rumble. I think it's going to do well this year. I think quarterlies, it's really going to run. Anything to do with this Trump mania news, it's going to continue to run. And here's another little thing too. When we saw Rumble really take off, was it last week with DeSantis dropping out? This is a company that's based in Florida, and I would not be surprised when we had the primary in Florida, primary caucus in Florida. I can't, but you know what I'm talking about. When Trump goes into that state and more than likely will win it, Rumble will probably really shoot up off of that too. So I think there's a lot more to come here with Rumble, and I think it's going to be a double-digit stock here before we know it. And these $6 days, $7 days, they may be far in between of what's coming here. So, all right, I'm going to stop yapping. Let me know what you think. I really do wish everyone best of luck. Let me know what you think. Do you think Rumble is better as a short-term play, long-term play? Do you think we're going to be in triple or double digits here sooner than later? Friends, I will talk to you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.